Group training. This is going to be a super exciting one. Is the mindset training. This is a topic that I really like a lot, and it might piss a couple people off, but that's okay. Sometimes it's okay to piss you off a little bit. The thing is, the healer, like my mentor starting to tell me that I'm a healer, and healers don't actually heal people. Healers say words to you that trigger emotions to get you to heal yourself. You know, the best mentors don't actually tell you what to do, they show you where to look. And I'm going to show you to look towards your conscious. I'm going to show you to look towards that inner voice that's telling you you can be better. And I'm showing you not to look at that other voice that's telling you you're not good enough. We don't listen to that voice. We listen to the voice that knows what we're capable of, that we know we can feel that greatness inside of us. All right? So let's get into it. Who, not how. Who, not how. What do I mean by that, guys? Who, not how is not about, it's not about how to get the result. It's not about how to lose fat. It's not about how to build muscle or how to love yourself. It's about who you need to become to achieve those things. Who loves themselves? Who loses the fat? Who builds the muscle? What type of person does that stuff? Because the thing is, guys, we don't have an information problem. We don't have an education problem. Some of you guys might. There are people out there that actually they don't know what to do. They don't know that fruits and vegetables and eating protein is good for them. They don't know that. They don't know that they should be moving their body. They don't know they should be doing. A lot of people actually don't know this, but I feel like it's growing increasingly stronger and stronger that people actually do know what to do. But the problem is that people know what to do, but they're not the person that can follow a plan. That's why people are looking for all these shortcuts to get results, quick fixes like keto, fasting, crash dieting. This is for the people that aren't who they want to be, but they're just chasing a result. Because when you just chase a result and you get that result, you're still not going to be proud of yourself because you're after that result. And then you're like, the thing is, like, I know a lot of people who are very successful financially, physically, and they still don't like their lives because they're still there. They haven't done the self-development work to actually be okay with who they are. Because the result that you guys really want, I know you guys want to lose a lot of body fat, build a lot of muscle. Those results aren't actually going to change your mindset the way you think. What's going to change your mindset the way you think is the journey to get the result. All right, let's talk about it. When you focus on being the person that can get the results will follow. If you focus on getting the result and not creating the person, then you're never going to be really satisfied. Maybe it's not the right word. You're never going to truly be proud and love yourself on that deep level. Understanding this who concept. What results are you currently chasing? Are you trying to lose another 10 pounds? We're trying to build more muscle. We're trying to improve our self-esteem. We're trying to improve our negative self-talk. Our positive self-talk. We're just trying to become better. All right. But who would achieve that? Example, a disciplined person, someone who trusts themselves, someone who believes in themselves, someone who shows up consistently and follows the blueprint. The blueprint is the simple part. The hard part is getting out of our own way, because a lot of us are in our own way because we're not the person who can follow a blueprint consistently. So the goal is to be able to follow the blueprint, because again, guys, we don't have an education problem. We don't have a application. We don't have an education problem. We don't have an information problem. We have an application problem, an implementation problem. People struggle consistently doing what they need to be doing. People struggle with opting out of the work. So here's a self-reflection exercise, creating the who. What is one promise you made to yourself that you haven't kept? Example, waking up early, working out daily, eating nutritious meals. If you're missing, this is the self-development work, guys. The self-development work is very simple. It's telling yourself you're going to do something, and then you do it. And the thing is, I mentioned that I'm not going to tell you what to do necessarily. I'm going to show you where to look. Like, your conscious is telling you, like, we need to lose another 10 pounds. We need to stop watching porn. We need to stop smoking. Your conscious is yelling at you to tell you what to remove and tell you how to look. Like, your confidence is like, we should probably get a little bit more muscle in our arms. We should probably get a little bit more muscle in our back and our legs. Your conscious is telling you step by step what you need to be, who you need to be. So you really just need to listen to your conscious step by step. How does this impact your trust in yourself? Discuss how breaking promises. See, when you tell yourself you're going to do something and then you don't follow through on that, you're lying to yourself. And then that's how we build the who that doesn't follow. That's most people. Most people say they're gonna do it this week. They're gonna get their nutrition on point. They're gonna wake up early. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that, and then they don't follow through. And then this cycle repeats of them telling themselves they're gonna do something and not following through. And then the self belief gets worse and worse and worse. But for us to build back that self belief, that's how we are creating the who that actually can get the. How do we build back that self belief? Is we start small by telling ourselves we're going to wake up at 8 in the morning tomorrow, and we do that. We validate ourselves, and that's the first win, and we recognize that win, and then we get into our mobility or our mindset work, and we validate ourselves. We just did that shit. We could have been doing something else that was self sabotaging, but we were doing self development work. So as it comes with the early wake up, the self development work with the mindset, the mobility, eating that nutritious meal, getting in that workout, just the simple positive acts throughout the day and us validating ourselves and being aware of our self-talk consistently, that's how you're creating the who. Telling yourselves you're going to do something and then you do it time and time again. Okay? What is one small promise you can keep starting today? Get out of bed when your alarm goes off. People think the snooze button is, oh, it's just a snooze button. Your subconscious is paying attention to that, and your subconscious is like, okay, you hit the snooze button, like you really don't listen to yourself. You told yourself you're going to wake up at this time, but then you press a button to let yourself sleep longer. Like you need to prove to your conscious and your subconscious that you're in control of your life. If you tell yourself you're going to do some shit, you have to do it. It's paramount. It's very important. Just like if you tell I always keep my word. If I tell somebody like, hey, I'll be there, I'll be there for you, we can meet here and I'll be there. I'm a very punctual person. I'll be there. And I struggle with being punctual with myself because I was always keeping my word with other people, but I never keep my word to myself. But that all changed when I started putting my head down and doing the self-development work, listening to my conscious, telling myself, like my conscious is like, you need to get leaner, you need to build more muscle, and like doing that, and then and as I was doing that, and like when it was hard, and like I didn't want to show up some days, and I still pushed through, that's when I was building the person who can get the result. That's when I was building the person who can follow the blueprint. Um, Building trust, following through on your word. Wake up early, move your body, eat nutritious meals, positive self-talk, read self-development books like quotes, like just those things. If we just do those things every day, we're going to create the who. It could take maybe, it's going to take some time to create the who of doing those things, but over time, let's say 3, 6 year, 2 years of doing this consistently, we're going to be able to create the who from just telling ourselves when we're going to wake up, moving our body, eating nutritious meals, positive self-talk, reading quotes, all that stuff. And here's a couple books that I've read that really have helped me on my self-development journey. Beyond ADHD by Sam Led, one of the best ADHD books. I've read a couple of them. This one was very powerful, and Sam Led's a good friend of mine. So Beyond ADHD, you can get it on Amazon. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. This is the ultimate self-development book, the ultimate mindset book. Basically the concept is you're outwitting the devil. The devil's inside your brain. It's like your inner critic, and you're constantly trying to outwit it. And how we outwit it ultimately is creating the person that's stronger than the inner critic. We create the person that has so many receipts of what we've been doing on the self-development work. We have so much to show. We have so much self-worth that the inner critic is so quiet. Okay? When we're doing things that the inner critic, like, he wants us to sleep in and wants us to overindulge. The inner critic's telling us that we deserve a break. The inner critic's telling us that we deserve to binge and eat fast food. Our inner critic is trying to keep us comfortable, is trying to keep us fat, is trying to keep us not the person that we truly want to be. So back to the books I was saying. Outwitting the Devil is one of the, probably the best self-development book. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. A close second one of my favorite, when an old mentor of mine, Wes Watson, non-negotiable. This is a little bit intense. Wes Watson did do 10 years in prison. He got out, and 5 years later, he's a multimillionaire, and he completely changed his life. And he wrote this book in prison, non-negotiable, and it's basically just about people who negotiate with themselves with the work that needs to be done. Everybody knows what everybody kind of knows what to do. Everybody knows we should be eating good, and everybody knows we should be working out, and everybody knows that we should have positivity and be grateful. Everybody knows these things, but we negotiate with ourselves every day about doing these things. And then Wes Watson really, really breaks this down on this book, how to not negotiate with yourself with the work that needs to be done. Okay, because if we can just do the work that needs to be done, we're going to build that self-worth, and we're going to have so much self-worth over a period of time where we've created the person that can get any result. So once you've put in so much self-development work, I truly believe you can do anything. Like if someone was like, all right, you got to be an astronaut in a year, I probably could, because I would just get up and do the work. 99% of people, if they were told they had to be an astronaut or a brain surgeon, like you got like a year, like people will opt out of the work because they're not the person that can follow a blueprint consistently. If someone was like, all right, you have a 2 years to be an astronaut, you have to learn all this information, you have to do all this training, I would be confident in myself to do it because I've showed up every day for myself, and I have no reason to think that I wouldn't show up and do the work. So I just believe that I'm just going to get up and do the work. And if you just have that confidence that you will just be able to get up every day and do the work, you're building so much self-worth in yourself that you're going to be able to get any result. The problem is people chase results, and then they don't do the self-development work, and then the results come and go. The results come and go. I'm trying to get you guys to keep these results for the rest of your life, and the only way we can do that is by creating the individual who can keep it the rest of their life. All right, Non-Negotiable by Wes Watson, great book. And The Art of Living by Epictetus. I can never pronounce his name. Epictetus, whatever. Don't you know what I mean? He has a Greek name, Epictetus. Epictetus. I'll have to. Yeah, don't quote me on that, and don't make fun of me. I'm not perfect, but that book I read. That's one of the books I read every morning, over and over again, because it's just filled with quotes. A lot of the quotes that you guys heard me say, I've gotten a lot of them from that book, The Art of Living. The Art of Living is it's a very powerful book. It's not really like a story, kind of like these other books are kind of like, they have like a storyline a little bit, especially the Wes Watson book. The Art of Living it's just a self-development book made with like quotes. It's very powerful. So all of these books I recommend. If you guys are, we're working on our mindset. I do think that reading, reflecting, quotes, that should be a part of our daily process in some form of fashion. Everything that should be a part of our daily process is an early wake up time, moving our body every day, eating nutritious meals, positive self-talk, and either quote training or affirmation training or some type of mindset work. What I just mentioned. Okay. How will doing these things regularly transform who we are? It builds discipline, self-confidence, and creates inner peace. Inner peace, the most coveted thing on the universe. You think that that's not going to be difficult to obtain? It takes years of self-development work. It takes years of you proving to yourself that you are the individual that you want to be. It takes the inner peace doesn't happen overnight. Inner peace, I think we had inner peace when we were like a baby and toddlers, and then we go throughout life with all the trauma and we accumulate regret and shame, and then our inner peace kind of drifts, and it's more like it's hard. It's kind of, we kind of just think it's like a buzzword. And I'm not saying that I have inner peace. I'm still a work in progress, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I am more proud of myself than I've ever been in my life. And I just feel like I have more self-worth than I've ever had in my life. But this is a process, and the process never ends, unfortunately. But the thing is, I'm okay that it never ends because I like progressing. I like becoming better. I like being proud. I like loving myself. I like looking good, feeling good. I like all those things. And I know you guys do too. So a lot of people look at this like daunting, like, oh, when do I get a break? We can take breaks, of course. But the thing is, you don't take a break from brushing your teeth or they're gonna fall out. You don't take a break from taking a shower or you're gonna stink like shit. Like we don't take a break from taking care of ourselves too long, because in that taking care of ourselves comes through the comes through the self-development work. I'd say waking up early, positive self-talk, workouts, nutritious meals, reading and reflecting, all that is taking care of yourself, just like brushing your teeth. If we can continue to take care of ourselves day in and day out, we're going to be so clean and polished, just like our teeth when we brush them every day, that it's going to be pretty hard to break us, just like your teeth when they're super clean. Self honesty, guys. That's what it came down to me when I first started my self development. Like, I had to look in the mirror and be like, you're a piece of shit. That you suck at this. You suck at this. You're a drug addict. You're a loser. You're doing all this shit. Like, you need to be honest with yourself and call yourself out where you're fucking up. You're fucking up here. You're fucking up there. Like, the thing is, guys, love ain't lies. You know, a lot of people, and this is gonna piss people off, but the thing is, like, if you love someone and you tell them they look good, but you know they don't really look good, you're doing them a disservice. If you truly love them, you'd be like, you could lose a couple pounds. Like, you could, like, if you truly love them, you would be willing to say things that are uncomfortable to trigger them, an emotion in them, to get them to heal themselves, to get them to be a better version for you, themselves, and everybody else. And the thing is, guys, you only can love someone to the extent that you love yourself. So a lot of people with these negative habits and negative self-talk, they say they love their family and friends, and but they're coming home with fast food, and they're overweight, and like they have all these negative habits, and like they buy them gifts, and they're generous, and they say out of their mouth that they love them. But you know, to me, love ain't lies, because there's no way that you could love yourself if you didn't love your presence, if you didn't love the way you felt, if you didn't love the way you looked, if you didn't love the way your thoughts were accumulating in your head throughout the day. So, the worst thing that you can do to someone, in my opinion, is accommodate their shortcomings. If you accommodate their shortcomings, they stay the same. And if they stay the same, they're going to accumulate more regret, more shame, and their life is going to become uh, it's going to be more difficult. I feel like our life's purpose is to create the person that you admire and then gift that person to the world. Create the person you admire, create the person that you admire in all ways. Is the person jacked? Is the person rich? Is the person loving? Is the person well spoken? You create the person that you admire, and then you gift that to your people, your friends, your family, your loved ones, the people that look up to you. You gift that. That's what I believe the purpose of life is self actualization, creating the person that you want to be, and then self transcendence, gifting that person to everybody, so you can inspire them to get on their journey of self actualization and eventual self transcendence. Um, just saying. Um, But what I was saying, guys, you only can love ain't lies. You only can love someone from the extent that you love yourself. So if we keep putting in this work, proving to our subconscious that we love ourselves, you are going to have so much more love for the people that are around you too. Even though you probably are like, hey, fuck this dude. I already have a lot of love for my friends and family. And I'm going to say you only can love them to the extent that you love yourself. Okay? The more that you can prove to your subconscious that you love yourself, the more you're going to love your people. And love ain't lies, and you're going to start to realize that you're going to see your people self-sabotaging. And you used to be like, yay, used to be like, hey, it's okay to smoke cigarettes and drink. Every time I see my friends smoke cigarettes and drink, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I like their friends and family won't call them out, because they, even though they love them, they're more enabling them. I love them so much that I'm not going to lie to them. I'm going to make them feel uncomfortable about the negative habits, because I know how detrimental negative habits can be to your life. All right, so there's my little tangent for you guys. Where are some areas that you're struggling to show up for yourself? Is it hard for you to hit the gym consistently? Are you procrastinating? Unhealthy eating? Is there porn? Is there drugs? Is there alcohol? Is there negative self-talk? Is there anger? Is there frustration? Is there any type of vice? And what in my mind, what a vice is, and this might not be the dictionary Webster definition of what a vice is, but in my mind, what a vice is something that gives you instant gratification, but later you regret. Something that gives you instant gratification, but later you regret. So if you're doing anything like that, I would consider that a vice, and I do consider vices to be harmful on our positive mindset because because when we do things that we regret over time, we accumulate shame. Right? And like the shame and guilt and those are like the bottom of the frequency chart. I'll bring up the frequency chart real quick. The bottom of the frequency chart, if it will pop up, is yep, guilt and shame is at the bottom. And that's, I've carried around a lot of guilt and shame, and honestly I still carry around a little bit of guilt and shame, but nowhere near where I was since putting in the self-development work, guys. So the first thing you got to do to stop feeling guilt and shame is stop doing things that you actually regret. Like if you toxic relationships, if you're with someone that you know you shouldn't, like there's so many things that you could be doing that gives you instant gratification that later you regret, that you need to take a step back and look at, because they could be preventing you from being the person that we need to be the person that we need to be. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? I know I might be talking really fast and this might be going over people's heads, but I think you guys get the concept of what I'm meaning. How can you address the weaknesses to become who? Discuss taking responsibility. Focus on progress, not perfection. Guys, you just got to show up and have the mindset of getting 1% better each day, or not even, or just getting a quarter of a percent, a fraction of a quarter of a percent better each day. We just got to keep pushing forward, and we have to understand that the days that we don't want to show up, those are the days that we build the intrinsic worth. Those are the days that we build that discipline. Self-mastery over results, guys. Self-mastery is the true aim in life. That's what I think. What does it mean to master yourself rather than focus on results? Being consistent even when it gets hard, embracing adversity, guys. Adversity introduces yourself to yourself, and this is what I recently found out. Hell yeah, Kevin. Glad you're getting value. I believe that, and this is something that Wes Watson talks a lot about in that book. But adversity introduces you to yourself, because when you're going throughout your day and it's just normal and things are fine and everybody's healthy and fine, but then when something horrible happens, that's who you truly are at that moment when adversity strikes. Like, you guys know that my friend killed himself, and that was very hard for me, and that was some extreme adversity. And you guys, I was still showing up. I might have took one day off, but I mean, I was just telling myself, like, like when time gets hard, like I got to be hard. Adversity will introduce you to yourself, and you have to be like, is this going to break me or is this going to build me? Because during adversity, we need strength. So doing things that don't make us strong would be counterintuitive to that adversity. What is an area where you can push yourself more, maybe? Showing up with a better attitude, sticking to commitments, really being more self-aware of your self-talk. Like, I get so ultra aware of my self-talk, like even right now, like I can like compartmentalize while I'm talking. I'm like thinking, like, as the thoughts are coming in, I'm like, do these confirm really what my reality is? Like, I'm always, anytime I'm going into a public situation, I'm like, I'm a fucking badass. Like, there's two types of people when they walk in a room. One person walks in the room and they're like, here I am, and the other person walks in the room and they're like, here I am. I walk in the room and I'm like, my chest is up. I'm like, I'm pretty loud and maybe obnoxious and a little intense. Like, I used to be very timid and shy, but I always had this deep down, this personality when I was a battle rapper, and just this confidence. But it was hard for me to really expose it until I was comfortable with myself. So there's two types of people in the world. I mean, and not in the world. Two types of people that walk in a room. The one person is like, here I am, and the other person's like, here I am. Okay, and you gotta be that loud person. Not that loud. I mean, you gotta be that confident person that you can, walk in the room with your chest up, and because you're proud of yourself, because you've created the person that you need to be to love yourself fully. The frequency principle. You become what you frequently do. We are creatures of habits, guys. You guys watch me on my social media. I'm a dog. I do the same thing every day. I wake up, I do mobility mindset work. I check on my clients. I eat a nutritious meal. I go work out, make content. I do the same thing over and over again. I'm like religious with it. Like, you guys want to become dog. It's okay to do something different once in a while, but you need to get in a routine that's, conducive to your success of being what you want to be. You need the actions and the routine need to be aligned with the outcome you want. So that's why I think of my life as like being a dog. I love doing the same thing every day because I love how it makes me feel so in control, so powerful. Just doing these daily habits with the positive self-talk and the actions that I take every day and just following through on it. It makes me feel fucking powerful. And I know it probably doesn't feel like this at first, but being consistent and doing the things and pushing through that adversity, as you start to create that individual who can get any result, you start to like get dopamine off of it. And I'm like, I don't want to go jet skiing. I don't want to go to the movies. I want to wake up at 5 in the morning, go on my walk, and I want to eat a nutritious meal. I want to go crush a workout. I want to progress and become better physically, mentally, spiritually, and in all areas. That's what I want. Like, to me, there's nothing more fun than becoming better. Literally. Like, I mean, I know sometimes it's cool to like watching movies, jet skiing. To me, that's not fun. Like, that would give me anxiety. Once in a while, I'll go hang out with friends and do stuff like that. But I usually only do that type of stuff to appease them. I'd rather just stay consistent and disciplined as fuck. I would literally rather do that. And I might be crazy. So, but I love it. So, this closing exercise, the vision of who you want to become. Have that vision. Who the fuck you want to become? Like, honestly, I want to get more tats. Like, I was thinking, like, I want to be a person, I want to be jacked, and I want a little bit more tats. I might get a sleeve or something, maybe get my neck done or something. I don't know. Like, I'm kind of drawn to that. See, whatever you're drawn to is inherently connected to your purpose and who you want to be. Whatever you're drawn to. If you want that sports car, if you want that tattoo, if you want whatever you're drawn to, you got. I believe that's your conscious pulling you towards that direction of that person that you need to be. You know, that our conscious to me is the authentic voice of God. And it's not our conscious aren't necessarily our thoughts. It's like our soul pulling us towards this direction. And I know you guys can hear it. And the problem with people is they listen to their conscience and it's so many things at once. But you got to focus on that one thing that your conscience is telling you. We need to drop 5 pounds. We need to stop talking to our wife like that. We need to stop doing this. We need to stop. There's so many things I know that your conscience might be telling you or might not be telling you. But I think that the best mentors really tell you to just take a second to look into your conscience and follow it. Because even though you might not fully understand how to create the who, if you listen to your conscience, the path will illuminate as you walk it. Okay? Create the vision of who you want to become. Describe the person you want to become. Confident, disciplined, proud of yourself. What daily habits and mindset shifts will help you create this person? Early wake ups, moving your body, daily non negotiable promises when it comes to mindset work, reading and reflecting, affirmations, writing out our vision, writing out our goals. Final thoughts. Self mastery is the true aim. Results, guys, results are a byproduct of becoming the person who is capable of achieving them. The process of becoming who you need to be is what brings inner peace, self-respect, and lasting change. Okay? No more fad diets or none of that stuff. We are creating the person who can do anything. So when you guys graduate my program, you know, you'll be able to do anything. You'll be able to do whatever you want because you built so much self-worth, so much confidence that you'll just be like, oh, they want me to be the president? Oh, fuck it. Like, tell me, send the documents. I'll sign it, because you'll be able to do it because you've created the person who can do it. Hope you guys are getting value from this. I had to wet my whistle. Guys, simplicity is key. Keep these steps very clear and actionable. I was trying to articulate this way in such a clear and concise way. So simple how to create who. It's just telling you, it's just you telling yourself you're going to do something, and then you do it. You have to keep your word to yourself no matter what. It's very important. Like, it is very important. The keeping your word to yourself over and over. Just like you keep your word to the people that you love. You love yourself, so if you tell yourself you're going to do some shit, you better do it. Because your subconscious is secretly recording to everything you do, everything you say, every thought you have about yourself. Your subconscious is absorbing that. So if we know for a fact our subconscious is like Steven Spielberg just filming our movie, if we know that for a fact, why don't we just create the character and the movie that we want to be in? Because we definitely can, but a lot of people's brains and can hold them back. Like I was just talking to a client, I was just saying, your brain and your mind is going to be the biggest obstacle of this process. And if you could just understand that your subconscious is paying attention to everything you say, everything you do, everything you think, and then you could just, manipulate that. You could think differently. You could treat yourself differently. You could take different actions, so your subconscious is going to make a different movie about you, write a different script about you. Guys, simplicity is key. The actionable steps: early wake up, positive daily habits through exercise, nutrition, and mindset. Focus on these small daily habits that your clients can start with and build momentum. Emphasis on self-talk. Reinforce the idea of positive self-talk. You guys know positive self-talk during positive actions. If you're doing negative shit, then you should have negative self-talk. Like if you're like, I don't know, if you're doing something that you know you're going to regret, you should be your biggest self-critic. But if you're doing something that you know you're going to be proud of yourself about, you should be your biggest cheerleader. Like, and cheerleader, that's maybe a weird term, but you should be your biggest fucking supporter. Like hell fucking yeah. No one's gonna love you as much as you love yourself. And yeah, I know you might think there are people that really love you a lot, but you will love yourself more. And we have to create this love for ourselves by putting in the work. I know I'm probably sounding like a broken record on this, but I still think like people with ADD, I need to be told things in different ways, in a multitude of ways, over and over again, for it to be embedded into my conscious, for me to really understand and resonate with it. So, like, you guys got to keep showing up for yourself and be okay with showing up, and stop thinking like this. A lot of people think this process is negative, like, oh, I gotta wake up early, I gotta do this, I get to do this. Like, I could be fucking dead. To me, like, everything is a bonus. Everything I'm grateful for, because with my past of being like addicted to drugs and the way I was living, I could be dead. Like, so I just look at everything like this is a bonus. So I'm gonna wake up the fuck early when I'm tired because I'm grateful. I'm gonna do all these things that I know I should do because they're gonna make me better because I'm grateful for this one fucking life. I'm so grateful for this one life that I'm just going to do all the self-development work every day because I just want to keep creating this individual that inspires others and that just feels really proud about himself. Emphasis on the self-talk while we're doing the positive shit, guys. It's not about how to get results. It's whether you're losing fat, building muscle, finding self-worth. It's about who you need to become to make it happen. The truth is, you can follow. Oops. The truth is, guys, you can. Oh my gosh. I need to move this. The truth is, you can follow all the steps, but if you're not the person who shows up consistently to keep their promises and pushes through when it's hard, you'll fall short. Becoming the who means mastering yourself, first waking up when you say you will, working out, fueling your body properly, feeding your mind with positive self-talk every damn day. When you build trust with yourself and you stop negotiating with your excuses, you become unstoppable. Real growth isn't a result. It's creating the person who can conquer anything. And that's where real pride, peace, and power come from. All right, guys, to end it here, becoming the person who can achieve results means mastering the small daily promises you make to yourself. Showing up, doing hard things, building trust in yourself over time. It's not about chasing goals. It's about becoming someone so disciplined, committed, and so proud that the results are inevitable. All right, guys. Hope you guys got value from this. I know I did. This is really powerful to me. I had a mentor tell me this once. You're focusing on how. You're focusing on how to make money. You're focusing on how to get jacked. You need to focus on who makes money and who is jacked. You need to focus on the who, not the how. If you keep focusing on the how, you'll never be truly satisfied with who you are. But if you focus on who, you're going to build that self-worth. You're going to inspire your all your people. So guys, I hope this mindset shift makes sense. I know it's kind of nuanced, hippy dippy, but if we keep focusing on who, can then we'll be able to get any result. We'll be able to do anything. Everybody's problem is that they suck at being themselves. I can tell that you suck at being yourself just by, looking at your daily habits, looking how you look, how you talk to yourself. You can tell if someone is good at being themselves just by looking at their daily habits, looking at their physique, looking at all that stuff, guys. So, become the person that you can be by being okay with putting in the work every day and loving yourself while you're doing it. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys so much. Hope you guys got value from this training, and I will see you guys next week. All right. Peace.